Hello, in this training video, I will be going over optical order reports. So when I first log into Revolution, in the top left, I'm going to go into my reports module. You can see it looks like a little bar graph. When I come into reports, you can see that I do have the different options. For this training video, we'll be looking at optical orders only. I'm going to go to optical order search. And this is going to be my custom query builder. So I have already built some optical order reports that I've wanted to run in the past. So I do have some listed in my order search. This is going to be what you guys use each time, and you can build over time as to what you need. To create a new report, I'm going to come up to my plus button and click add, and I'm going to click add report. This will allow me to add a new report. At this point, we're building a custom query. I do want to come up to the top first and put a name with my report. So if I want to search for all orders for 2019, that is going to be what I name it. I can come in and I can put a description in here so that it shows me exactly what this report is for. And then I can also put an access rule if I would like. You can see that the description and the access rule, neither one have a red asterisk, which means that I don't have to fill these in. If your name pretty much describes what the report is, you don't necessarily have to put in a description, but it is an option you have. Next, I have my available fields on the left-hand side. I have my search criteria, result fields, and my sort fields. So as I build this report, I'll be going over what these three items refer to. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to open up order to start with. And I would like to put my order date under my result fields. So my result fields is indicating what I want to see on my report once I run it. You can see as I drag over that order date, as I start to drag it over, I have a red ball with a line through it. That means that if I dropped it here, it won't link to result fields because I didn't actually come up to this box. So I'm going to re-drag it over here. And now I have a ball with a plus in it, which lets me know that I'm in the right area and I can drop that into the field. The next thing I want to do is I also want to search by the order date. So my search criteria, I'm going to drag my order date up here as well. This is going to be what you want the system to search by when it's pulling the results in your report. I do need to select an operator. In this case, I'm going to choose between, and that's going to get me a calendar, and I'm going to bump it out to January 1st, 2019 to today. So that's going to be what I search by. I'm going to close order, and then I'm going to come down to my patient demographic. So I want some patient information with this as well. In my result fields, I would like to know the patient's first name, and I would like to know the patient's last name. I can also put a sort field, sort this by patient last name. You can either sort it by ascending or descending. If this is all I need for my report, at this time, I will go ahead and click save. At the top, see, I put all in there, perfect. I will hit save, and the reason I say that is once I create this report, it puts this in alphabetical order. So you can see that since I put all before orders, it puts it alphabetically at the top because it's A. If I had just written orders for 2019, it still alphabetizes it, but it's going to put it a little bit farther down on the list. Here's my description. You can see the other reports I'd have in here, I didn't put a description in for. That's kind of the difference between the two. To run this report, I'm going to come over to the right, and I'm simply going to hit run report. When I do that, it's going to pull up my results. And you can see the patients that have ordered glasses in 2019. Now, this is my test environment. That's why you're seeing the same patient's name over and over again. She's a popular patient that I use. In your system, your patients that truly ordered glasses in 2019 is going to be what lists here. If you have a big list, you can definitely put more per page. So it defaults to having just 10 per page. For something like this, you'll probably want to see a bigger view. So you could adjust your view right here. so that you get more items per page. I'm just going to come back up here and I'm going to go back to the all orders for 2019. I'm going to slide to the right again. You can see that I do have a copy button. When I click that, it allows me to literally copy this report. So maybe this report I want to use, I'm going to get rid of copy of. Maybe I want to run one for 2018. I'm going to make just a couple adjustments here. I'm going to change the date range. And I could just do 2018 here instead of using my calendar. But this allows you to just make a couple edits as you need to without having to re-add anything. If this is essentially the same report, you're just going to make a couple adjustments. You can make your changes and then hit save. And now here's my report for 2018. So now if I come over and hit run again, it's going to pull up a list of patients. You can see that I also have a garbage can. This is a delete option. So maybe you only need to run that report one time and you want to keep this list clean. You didn't anticipate running that order ever again. You could delete the report. And you can see that kind of near the lower right area, when I ran that report, I have a little bracket button. When I click that, I get an export button or I get a print button. So if I export this list of patients, it's going to export it into Excel so that you could work with it within Excel if you needed to. And then you also have the option just to print it out. So you can either print it or export it as need be. The other option under the optical order search, using the plus button in the top right corner, is an import report. This is reports that we have pre-built in the system already so that you don't have to go in and create them. So when I click import report, you can see that order remakes is an option. So this is actually a good report that a lot of customers use. And it says in the description, so return all remake orders within a date range. So any order that was a remake, it's going to return the report for that date range. You can see I get a little message at the top that it was successfully updated, and now that has been added. So you can see that it does put it alphabetically. So I'm going to have to go to page 2. Here's my order remakes. I will want to click on this to open it up because I'm going to want to make any changes that I need to the comparison values. Since this report was imported, you're going to be limited to what you can change, but you can change the comparison values. And if you prefer not to have one of these items in here, you could do that as well. And then running it is going to be the exact same as what we did prior. I'm going to head over to the left and go to custom reports. So again, custom reports is very similar to what I just showed you with importing a report. So I'm going to come over here to my plus button in the top right corner, and I'm going to import reports. So this is going to be a list of reports that, again, we have pre-built in the system. So I'm going to pull in this option, which I do not have yet, and I'm going to click import. And you can see that added it to my custom reports. Again, I'm going to want to click on that to open it. I'm going to want to put any changes in here that I would like. And I do want to scroll to the bottom and click save. To run these reports, you can see you have just an export button or a print button. So again, you can simply print this report out. It'll give you a printout of it. When I click print, you'll be able to see a print preview. So you don't necessarily have to actually print it to the printer. You can view it in a printed view, or you can export it. And again, that will export it into Excel so that you can work with it in there as you need to. This button on the far right says address labels. There are certain reports that you'll be able to use to run and make address labels with. So you can utilize the address labels as you need to. That completes the training video for optical order reports. Thank you.